Action Figure Review.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Collector's Side. I am your humble host, The Collector, and with me today is the Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale exclusive Batman figure from Sideshow Collectibles. Now, I have been very excited about opening up this figure. If you guys have saw my my unboxing video, you'll know that there was a couple of little issues there. I'll go over that in the review. With me, as always, is my humble sidekick, Tushy. Tushy, what happened? There we go. Tushy. All right, so everybody welcome Tushy. Say hi to Tushy. He's going to be helping me out here. Now, basically, there are a few gripes that I have with this figure. I'll get into that in a couple minutes. Real quick, we'll take a look at the box, as usual. The box is actually very nice. I really do like the packaging. They did a nice job. I like the, obviously the little Sideshow sticker there showing it's the exclusive version. Oh. All right. We've got the comic book panels in black and white, which is really cool. On the back, got a nice product photography here. And we've got Gotham City, we've got the Bat logo. Now, what I like about this package, and I'm going to show you, which is really cool, is I like that when you open it up out of the sleeve there, all of those panels go into full color, which I think is pretty neat. So I like that. I think that's a nice little touch. The bat signal up in the sky in Gotham City there. Now, one thing that I think is really cool here, when you take out these two inner trays, so there's two inner trays, and they're held together by this utility belt, which I don't know, I think that's pretty neat. And actually, what's really cool, if you unravel that, you can make that a nice little addition to your Batman display. I think that's pretty cool. If you put put it on the shelf or something, you take the tape off and you stretch it out, and it's like a utility belt. So I think that's a really nice graphic. The top tray has the figure. It has the batarangs, which are die-cast metal, which is awesome. That's a really nice touch, Sideshow. Very nice. I really like that. Head portrait for Bruce Wayne is in there, and that's in the upper tray. And the lower tray has the extra two pairs of hands, the display stand, and the base. And forgive me, I'm fighting a cold, so I may sniffle a bunch of times. Don't hold it against me. All right. My major gripe, honestly, with this is that, unfortunately, when I was doing the unboxing, one of the utility belt pouches popped off, and let me zoom in on that. You guys can see. I'm really upset about that. Now, if you look at it closely, you'll see these two little flaps, and it's basically just glue, and that's just held together with glue. I don't know. I mean, come on, you can focus in on that, can't you? Come on. There we go. Come here. Oop. I don't know why it's... Before it was focusing no problem, now it's having a hard time focusing. Nope. There we go. All right. So if you can see that, see, now it's just a little bit of glue that holds that on. This wraps over the utility belt, and there's just a teeny little spot of glue there that's supposed to keep that pouch together. Now, I don't understand why they can't put a piece of stitching or something like that there. That I'm not sure, but I don't like that. That's not cool. It just literally popped right off when I did the unboxing. That's very disappointing. Right here we've got Bruce Wayne. Now the head portrait, it's nicely done. I mean, the sculpting is nice, but it does kind of bother me a little bit. See, I mean, it's nicely done for the most part. Nice detail. The texture is really nice. I do like the texture. The eyes are a little weird to me. I don't know. I feel like his brow is so pronounced. It looks very Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal-ish, And the eyes feel like they're a little too slanted and a little wide. But, that's just me being really nitpicky. So, I'm not going to hold it against Sideshow for that. Otherwise, I mean, it's cool. I like the fact that it comes with the Bruce Wayne head sculpt. It's, it is a nice sculpt overall. So, we've got two pairs. We got two other pairs of hands besides the fists that come with him sitting on the figure. And we've got these. I'll show you these. These like kind of almost like palm open palm type hands, and I'm trying to get the camera to focus. There we go. Sculpting details really nice. I like it, you know, very nice. I do like it. One thing that kind of bothers me is, I mean, not bothers me, I'm sorry, forgive me. One thing that I really do like, forgive me, what I really do like is each of the pairs of hands that come with Batman, and they come with their own pegs. Now, Daredevil also, the same thing. Now, I don't know if, this is only my second Sideshow 1/6 scale figure, so I really like the fact that it comes with the pegs, unlike the Hot Toys where you have a couple of pegs that come separately. Each pair of hands comes with their own wrist pegs. So then you've got, over here, you've got the Batarang hands, and I love the fact that the Batarangs are die-cast metal. That's really cool. I really do like that. I think that's a very interesting little feature that Sideshow did, and I really do appreciate that. Now, this brings me to my next major gripe, which is for what it is. I feel like this figure does not come with enough stuff. It really doesn't. For a $220 price tag, it comes with basically your Batarangs. It comes with 3 pairs of hands and your head sculpt and the base, which is, it's basically their generic hexagonal base, and it's weak. Besides the fact that Thor comes with the tall post, Daredevil comes with a tall post, Batman should also come with the tall post. I don't understand why he doesn't come with the tall post, because Batman jumps off of ledges and rooftops and stuff and grapples, and he's got all kinds of dynamic poses that he can be doing while he's in the air, and I feel like they really should have included that in this set. I don't like that it comes with so little for what it is. There's all kinds of gadgets they could have thrown in there for Batman, you know, that really could have made the figure a little bit more of a complete package, and I feel like it's missing something. I feel like maybe they could have included like relics from his villains, you know, like you know, the chattering teeth from the Joker, or maybe a double-sided coin that's scarred with Two-Face, or you know, something like that. Those little, like, he has in his Batcave, he collects the little relics from all his villains. I feel like they could have included some extra stuff. I almost wish that his cape was posable, or came with some sort of a way that the display stand can pose the cape like Mezco figures do. And I don't know, just I feel like it really it's kind of, you know, missing something for me on that. Now, as far as the figure goes, a couple of things to note. Aside from the fact that it's missing his utility belt pouch there, the cape is pretty nice. I like the cape. I like how they've done the cowl. I feel like I wish that they could have maybe just, instead of done the cowl like that, they could have had a shoulder piece that goes over the triceps here, and I mean, not the triceps. What am I talking about? You know, like forgive me, whatever these little muscles back here in the neck, and in the upper shoulders there. I can't think of it. Maybe I got it right. I don't know. But anyway, so I feel like they could have had this like extra piece here, you know, just something to put the cape underneath and really give it a little bit of a different look. Also, sort of make the mask more seamless with the neck, because you've got the fabric neck. It doesn't quite match up with the cowl, because the cowl almost has a leather look to it. So I feel like that's something they could have done a little differently. You know, like they kind of, I don't know, they could have done it a little differently, but otherwise it's not the end of the world. But the cape drapes really nicely, and I'm gonna just zoom out again so you guys can see that. All right, cape drapes really nicely. It's got the points to it, and I like how it flows. You know, it's got a nice flow to it. I like all the wrinkles that it gets naturally, and that's something that gives it a really nice effect. And you can drape the cape over the shoulders however you want, really. Like, you know, you can drape it this way and have it kind of a single fold over. I personally would do it that way just for ease, and it drapes really nicely. I like that. You know, it gives it a nice look. As far as articulation, the joints are pretty solid. Nice solid elbow joints, pretty solid wrist joints. Shoulders are nice and strongly stopped there. They go up there, go back. Now, there's no, from what I can feel, there's no upper bicep swivel on this figure, which is interesting to note, and I almost wish that it had it because it makes some poses awkward. Like, that's as far over as I can get his arm. That's about as far over as I can get it. So I can't move it over any further. There's no other like butterfly joint or anything in the upper shoulder there to give it his extra flexibility. So range of motion's a little lacking in my opinion, and I would have liked to see him with more. Ooh, and we just lost the figure. Oh well. See now, live and in charge. Live, you know, it's this whole thing is live. So, yeah. Anyway. Okay. As far as the ab crunch goes, he tilts back really far. His head tilts back also really far. And I'm not really sure why. I would really like to see him crunch forward a little more, but I mean, it's kind of cool because he can do some really cool, you know, poses this way, which is like, I don't know, you can get some really dynamic poses going kind of like that, which is pretty cool. Very Batman-y. Get a nice crouch. Surveying. Got the cape there. You know, that's pretty badass, right? Pardon my language. Okay. Now, one thing I will also note is that the trunks move a little too easily, but that's all right. No big deal. All right, so basically, we've got, move the cape out of the way, just so you guys can see. All right, so now there are, for the construction of the figure itself, you've got these kind of, this rubbery material here that's the base of the glove. What's really nice is the fist pops out and then that slides off. So it gives it that articulation without having the material for the glove be hindering the wrist in some way. You know, you get some nice movement that way. Double jointed elbow. I think it's a double jointed elbow. It's hard to tell. It feels like it might be, but it's really hard to tell. But it has a nice little snap to it. The shoulders have a nice little snap to it. There's a little resistance here. It's like a little clicking, which I really like because it helps to hold the position. And I wish that this was something consistent in all of the figures that they do. Daredevil doesn't have that, or at least the last one I looked at didn't have that. So I'm eager to see how it comes out. Now I feel also like rubber pectoral muscles on top here. I don't know if this is something that was added or not, but I don't want to take the costume off to look at it. But you see he's got some sweet abs. Look at that. Now, legs, really nice range of motion, as you can see. That's pretty cool. Can do, his legs go out about that far, which is very nice. And the upper thigh swivel holds very nicely in poses. And also there's a little bit of clicking on the right leg, none on the left. So there's a little bit of a joint issue there where it doesn't have the same type of clicking that the right leg has. Ankle pivot also, nice ankle pivot. Very expressive and flexible for the most part. Gives you a lot of twisting, a lot of pivoting. Now, solid ankle joints, if anything, the ankle should really have those detents. I think they're called detents, the little joints that do the clicking. It's really important that the ankles be solid, because if the ankles are not solid, then you're going to find that your figure is going to fall over. It's going to be difficult to get a good pose without solid ankles. So that's basically just a quick rundown of the articulation. Overall, I think the figure is really nice. You know, the body is definitely a different body type than the last one that they did. I think they had, you know, received a lot of complaints about it, and this is sort of version 2.0. And I think they did some solid improvements. One thing that I want to note is, as I'm posing him around, I notice a lot of pilling on the fabric of the clothing, which is not so great because he's been out of the box for like a half an hour. So that's not a good sign. And also there's some wear already on the knees, if you can see. Not sure if that's in focus or not, but over here it's kind of wearing out a little already, which is surprising. But aside from that, you know, he can get some really dynamic poses. As far as switching head portraits with Bruce Wayne, just looks nice. You can even put the cape down like that. And not bad. There you go. See what I mean about those ankles? Strong ankles that would stand. So, pretty cool. Nice expression. You know, I mean, it's very expressive. It is a nice figure overall. I mean, obviously, despite the gripes that I have with it, it is a really nice figure. Ankle joints are a little weak, which it bothers me a bit. The fabric is pilling, which it shouldn't at $220 already. The abs are like a rubber. It feels like almost on the upper chest, which is pretty cool. But it does have great articulation, nice range of motion, and I'm going to just kind of, I wonder if he can do like a crouch kind of a pose. I want to do something like this. And I'm going to do a separate posing video with him too, to showcase one or two poses that I like. So I'm going to pop Batman's head back on. Head pops off very nicely, by the way. It's nice and easy to pop the head off, and it doesn't feel like you're going to break it. You know, for the most part, the joints feel pretty solid. You know, I feel like you can kind of move him around a good amount, and you don't have to worry too much about potential breakage, because he does feel pretty solid. And as you can see, range of motion is really good. I'm going to do kind of a crouching pose, you know, like a hero landing. I always like those. And I want the cape to be draped like so. There we go. I'm going to do that, because that's just a pretty awesome pose. Right there, like that. Now, that's where the upper bicep swivel becomes a bit of a problem. Yes, I said swivel, and I don't feel like re-recording it. So deal with it. All right. There we go. He can even be looking over the ledge, ready to throw his batarang. Now that's pretty cool. How about that, guys? What do you think? That's one thing I really like about the figure, is that, look at that pose. That's really nice. Very expressive, very natural. I mean, that's just pretty cool, don't you think? So I'll do a posing video. I'll take some pictures. You guys can see it in the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching anyway. So as far as this figure is concerned, what do you think, Tushy? That's good. That means he likes it. Yeah, my gripes. So I'm going to contact Sideshow about this. Sideshow is pretty awesome when it comes to this stuff. I had a broken utility belt on Daredevil, and they sent me a new Daredevil, and I sent back the old one, so that was very nice of them. So they're pretty good about that kind of stuff. So, oh, this camera, what is going on today? All right, there. Overall, I would say I wish the head sculpt on Batman for the portrait with the mask was a little different. I wish that the fabric wasn't pilling as much on mine, and I obviously wish that the pouch on the utility belt didn't fall off, but otherwise I do overall like the figure a lot. And for a Batman fan, if you want a really nicely posable Batman figure that's in a 1/6 scale, I would go with it, to be honest. I think it's a pretty nice figure. I think you'll be happy with it, especially if you're familiar with the Sideshow figures. You know, I haven't yet cracked open my Hot Toys Batman Battle Damaged Armored Edition. So I'm eager to see how he compares in terms of his range of motion and posability. But that's the other gripe I have also, is this base stinks. It's a really stinko base, especially for Batman. There's really nothing here that says Batman. No bat symbol. I mean, how about a bat symbol or a Gotham City manhole cover with the taller post? Because, I mean, come on. If I wanted to pose him and I wanted to get him in like a jumping pose of some sort, and, you know, I'd have to buy a secondary base. because look at that. Like, he can. You know, he can pose kind of almost like DKR style. What do you think? Look at that. Like, he can do it. I mean, I guess I can sort of figure out how to do this. That's kind of lame. But, you know, I can probably figure something out to make, you know, like, wee! I just wish that would do that. But yeah. So, that's that. 20 minutes. That's long enough. Alright, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning into The Collector Side. I am your host, The Collector. Please subscribe to this channel, like the video, share it. Always, always, always subscribe if you can. I really appreciate it. The more subscribers I have, the more figure reviews I can bring to you. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some good insight into the Batman figure. And enjoy. Happy collecting. Keep calm, pose on, and I will see you guys next time. Good afternoon, Collector Side. I am your humble host, The Collector, and today for my review, I am going to be doing the bloobity bloop 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 boobity boobity doop.